Okay, so obviously, when I think about my circle, with all the lads, there's probably three of us who are left now. Yeah, everybody else has gone or they're engaged. You get me? And I have battled with that whole when's my time? When's my time coming? But I think that as I've got older, and obviously you start to build that relationship with God, those kind of things don't bother me anymore because it's kind of like okay, not more of God, when is it my time? It's more of God, when you're ready in it. Because I think to myself, the reason why it hasn't happened for me yet. This is how I've learned to think. The reason why it hasn't happened for me yet is maybe because there's something that I still need to work on. Maybe there's things in my life. Maybe there's a preparation that I still need to go through. Like I'm going through my own journey in it. I can't try and live somebody else's journey for them. That don't make any sense. So just because these two got married last year. One of our friends got married when he was 19.
Yeah.
19. You get me? I remember like it was like literally year after year, somebody's getting married. Yeah. You get me?
Close brothers.
And then like you look at it and you think to yourself, I want that, and that's totally fine because at the end of the day, just you get me. It's of God. The desire for marriage is of God, and that's it says it's he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So it's good. However, you can't rush it. And that's something that I've learned, because in that impatience, I've entertained things or sparked up things that in my heart I know it's not going anywhere, but I'm being impatient in it, and because I want it, I'm gonna force it, or I'm just gonna give it a try, and that's dead. That's dead. I would rather kick back and relax and be single for 25 years than get married and the rest of my life be hell.
Could you talk us through some of your experiences in terms of over the years, and maybe talking to I don't know, like how, like, what would you say to someone who is young, who's single in the Lord, who does desire it but is not trying to force it, but sometimes they feel that pressure, like what things can you do practically and both spiritually and practically, like
so spiritually, pray about it, put it before God. Because
put what before God?
We'll say so put it before God. God, this is how I'm feeling. Like there's been times where I've driven, like I'm in my car or driving. I'm saying, God, I want to get married. You know, like I want to get married. You know, this is a desire of mine. Like I want to find her, like bring her, like who is she? You get me? And then you have to let it out.
That's good.
Because if you keep it in, it will add to the pressure. You get me? And bearing in mind, half the time you're putting that pressure on yourself. Right. Nobody else is putting it on you. Nobody else is like being like, oh, look at you, you're on your own. No one's doing that. It's just your own mind. Like you're saying to yourself, I'm on my own. I haven't found anyone. The more you do that and you don't say nothing, you keep it in, the worse it's gonna get. So you need to be open and honest. Like God is our best friend. Like we can talk to him about anything, and He will help you, because that's how it's helped me. Practically, I would say, you got you've got your close friends, you got those around you, and be wise as well. Be wise about who you share it with, but your close friends who are around, talk to them about it as well. You get me? Go to someone who you know is wise in that way, and speak to them about it. Let them give you advice,
like a mentor.
Yeah, a mentor. Please don't go out there and force it. Please don't go out there and see someone and be like, you know what? Forget it. She's boom, so I'm just gonna move to her. Like, see, when you do that, that's when things just get sticky. And then eventually you're gonna have to have that conversation of, it's not gonna work, you know. Right. And then that's long. That's long. So that's what I would say. Like,
that's good.
You know, it does get easier. It does get easier with time, but it's about your relationship with God as well. Yes. I'd say it's all about that. Maintain your relationship with God. Do all those kind of things, because if that's slipping as well, and then you're there saying, I want a wife, or want to get, it's just not going to work.
What I love about what you're saying is that, firstly, it's because it's coming from a male's perspective. I think we hear a lot about like single women and women waiting for men to approach them because they're waiting to be found. And it's as though there's this pool of women that are waiting for a limited amount of men to come for them and wife them up. And obviously to hear, sometimes I feel like as women we forget that there are also men out there that are single, that are on the same journey as we are. There are Christian girls that are available, that are, you know, would make a great wife. Why do you think so many women that are still waiting for men? Why they're not being found? And from obviously, you as a single man, there are all these women that are available. I'm not saying they're all before you, but there are all these women that are available. What is it that kind of longs out the journey?
I'll say this, just what you're saying, that there are people waiting, whether it be females or males, waiting and desiring to be married. I think also there's a grace given to people to not be married.
Yeah, definitely.
I think sometimes we miss that. Actually, the Bible, like Paul says, like it's good to marry, but if you're a virgin, it's better.
Yeah.
Or like you're pursuing a better, like, do you know what I mean? Also a better path almost. And God has given grace to some people, like, but you have to know that for yourself first of all. Yeah. And I think it's absolutely okay to be single in the Lord.
Definitely.
It's absolutely okay to keep yourself. It's absolutely okay. Like Paul even says, like, yo, if you get married, like, it's gonna be a bit harder.
Because you have more responsibilities.
Yeah. Exactly. Whereas someone who's single, we are paraphrasing. Someone who is single can fully just submit themselves to the Lord and commit themselves to the Lord.
So why haven't I gone out there and grabbed more found? Yeah. Those who know me know that I'm a very
picky.
Not picky, but I'm very careful in it, and I'm very like kind of particular. What I've learned is over the years, because when I was younger, in the faith as well, I was immature. You get me? Now at this stage where I am now, I'd say for the past 3 years ish, it's more of a not everyone who you meet, who you might find attractive and that doesn't mean to say, oh, you know what, she's the one. Doesn't mean that. And what I would normally do is I'm very like, I love that friend zone. You get me? I love it. I love that friend zone because I think to myself, okay, cool. Yeah, because I think to myself, all right, I'm not just gonna dive straight in and be like, oh, come. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. That's not what I do. Get to know each other. Like if there's someone, because I've received this advice. If there's somebody who you know you're interested in or whatever, get to know them. Like speak to them, get to know them. But it doesn't have to be in that way. Just get to know them. Like genuinely. That's good, I want to learn more about you. We're friends. Like let's build that. From there, you know, if you feel within yourself, you know what, cool. I'm being led that way. Cool, but if you're not, then you're not. There has been times where I've gone to the friend stage. Okay, cool. Actually, I think I like you. You know, all right, cool. That person said the same. We'll go further into that liking stage. And with me, I'm very like, okay. I like to pray about every step. Like pray. And that's not because it's art. It's too churchy. Like pray. Involve God in every stage. Like involve Him. Because at the end of the day, the relationship that you want to build, the marriage, God has to be the center. Yeah. So you need to get used to having God in the center from the get-go. So for me, I would pray at every stage. And then if I'm praying about something and it's like, I feel that kind of, basically, if I don't feel that kind of, it's weird. Like if I don't feel that freedom to kind of go forward or move things forward, then I'm not going to move forward. Like I'm just not going to. Right. Because like, marriage is serious, guys. You get me?
Have you ever felt that freedom?
Up until this point, no. That's why I'm still single.
What freedom?
The freedom to go forward and okay, cool. Let's pursue this further to marriage. I haven't. It's like I feel freedom to a certain point. That's what I can say. My experience has been up until now. For one, I'm still single. It's like you feel that kind of freedom to a certain point. You know what? There's been times where I've like I know within myself that this isn't the one, but I'm forcing it. Like I'm ignoring it. Right. Again, that's because of impatience. That's because of I'm tired of just being single. Like but it goes back to what you're saying. Like it's okay to be single, and the way that I feel right now, and I love all the people like who say this to me because I know that they mean it from pure intentions because they want to see me married and all that, and they always say, "Oh, when's your time? When's your time?" I'm just like. Whenever God says it's time, basically. It's good. You get me like whenever God said, and I'm not just saying it as like and it's more than just a blanket statement. Like I'm being serious. Like when you know when it's time in God's eyes, that's when it's my time. And I feel like we just need to have the faith that, okay, God has it all planned out already. And I always think to myself, and me and Mars have had this talk, like, a few years down the line, God willing, we're going to be married, have our families, and then we'll look back on all the times where we were single and we was trying to work it out, and we'll just laugh and be like, it was simple in the end. You get me? Because I think about,
that's so true.
Those of you who weren't at the wedding, part of my speech is, I said that basically from when Marcel heard from God about Cindy, I'm trying to know, like, there was a lot of opposition, or whatever. It's a strong word, but there was a lot of
people.
naysayers. You get me? There was a lot of naysayers along the way. But
With
look at where they are now.
Holy Spirit holding selves.
Look at where they are now.
Cindy, come on.
For me, I'm not making these steps unless I feel that God's in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm still single, because I don't feel like any of the people I've spoken to in the past have been the one. You get me?
What
or
about,
like something's happened that's kind of showed me like, okay, you know what? This isn't gonna work.
What do you do if you get a lot of attention though as well? Like how do you?
What?
No, wait. This is for both of you.
I'm gonna be honest here. There were times where Justin and I, like, this is us being honest here. There were times where we would be driving around thinking what girls to go and see, like as believers. Like, no lie. Like, I'm not saying this was a long period of time. This was just a time where we weren't living right. We were still
finding our feet, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, we wouldn't, and like
still finding our feet.
We don't say that proudly at all.
Nah.
But it's true.
But
that's trash.
But I think I know it's ridiculous. I think what's important with the question that you asked is that it's heavily based on identity, and also has God delivered you from lust and perversion? Now, the reason why I say those two things, first of all, I say identity because for me personally, when I was in the world, my identity was based on how people liked me or how people respected me. And so, getting girls' attention was everything to me. Does that make sense? Now, when I crossed over and when I got saved, obviously a lot of things changed. So, some things fall instantly, but mindsets sometimes take time to change. And so sometimes with the attention that I would get sometimes in church from females was bad. Sorry, not bad. It wasn't progressive to me. But it fed the ego. But what it did was expose it to show that actually, you know what, God, I need deliverance. I need deliverance from this.
There's still something.
Because there's still something in me that wants people to like me, that wants these girls to see me like, oh. Now, girls used to see me and think, oh, he's nice, he's got nice whatever. Now I want them to see me lifting my hands and worshiping and saying he loves to worship. Does that make sense? And although that sounds good, it's still wrong because it's feeding my ego. It's the pride, it's vanity, it's me. And so, I'll say that actually I didn't deal with the attention well. Sometimes I did, and other times I didn't. And a lot of it was based off because of not fully knowing who I am. Does that make sense? I'm still feeling like I needed girls to approve me. And so the second thing, as I said, was lust and perversion. The reason why I say that is because sometimes, when you're on fire for God and you're passionate, like, there are days where nothing, like, a girl could walk past you naked and you wouldn't even flinch. And then you wake up one day and it's everything's just off and everything's trying to catch you, like, does that make sense? Like,
yeah, man.
On an off day, on an off day where you have it, where you don't feel as saved, you don't feel like you want to read the word, you scroll through your phone book or you scroll through WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever it is, and you see a girl and you think, yo, I could just holler you, And I'm sorry to say this, but this could be saved or unsaved girls, because no, it's true. There were many girls in the church that love the Christian circles.
On their journey.
Yeah, of course. We're not saying that they're nasty. Like, I'm just saying that there were females who were believers that we could be like, yo, I can come and buck you now and boom bam bim. You get me?
Buck who, fam?
No, I'm just saying, like, at the time.
Bro, come on, this was years ago.
I know, but a man said buck you.
I think what is important is to be honest with God and to be honest with yourself.